Dropshipping is never gonna work for you. That's right, I said it. And it might sound weird coming from me, someone who's been uploading dropshipping YouTube videos and tutorials for the past 2 years. But I truly believe that for 99% of the people watching this video, dropshipping is not gonna work out. And I'll explain you exactly how you can act and think differently so you can join the 1% who does make dropshipping a success. I'm gonna explain 4 major failure points that I always see coming back with unsuccessful dropshippers and how I was able to avoid them. So make sure you take some notes here because this video might just make or break your dropshipping career. The 4 major points I will be discussing are mindset, strategy, consistency, and scaling. Every dropshipper that fails in one of these 4 points, so make sure you watch the video until the end because you do not want to miss any of these. So, the first point is actually the most important point, and that is a mindset. There are massive misconceptions on the mindset you should have when starting a dropshipping business, and they're actually my fault. And not only my fault, but the fault of all the dropshipping gurus you see on YouTube. See, many people think they can just set up a dropshipping business on the side, try dropshipping and make an easy 10K a month, no big deal. That's complete and utter bullshit. Dropshipping is hard and possibly much harder than anything you've ever done before. The competition is ruthless. There are many problems you will face, and frankly, nothing in a 9-to-5 life or a student life compares to the stress and the problems that you will be facing in a dropshipping business. So you really can't tell yourself you're gonna make this work as a side hustle. That is the wrong mindset to start with, because whenever you will face unexpected problems, you will think dropshipping doesn't work, online business doesn't work, and you'll quit. I've seen this countless times before. People who come from predictable, comfortable lives think they can just set up $1 million business in 30 minutes per day without facing any challenges. Well, in reality, it's gonna be hard and you have to be prepared for this. But know that in the end, if you get through all these challenges and problems, you will be one massive step closer to success. But only if you also implement the next point, which is using the right strategy. Again, thanks to the countless YouTube gurus who try to sell their unique dropshipping course, there are hundreds of different dropshipping strategies to choose from. I could sit here and say that my funnel dropshipping strategy is the only strategy that works and just move on to the next point. But I'm a logical person, so I'm gonna give you a logical explanation as to why that is. So a quick overview of my dropshipping strategy. We sell in EU markets instead of US markets because there's a lot less competition and we wanna make it easy on ourselves. We test products on a daily basis, usually 1 per day. The products that we test are almost always in the health and beauty niche because that's where most winners are found. We build our website and product pages on Funnelish instead of Shopify because that way we will have triple the conversion rate. And we run ads on Facebook instead of TikTok because on Facebook you can scale to much higher numbers, let's say even 30K per day, even in smaller European markets. This exact strategy, as I just described, generates me $400,000 to $600,000 in monthly revenue with a 25% profit margin. And you can find my full free course on my entire dropshipping strategy in the description below. But choosing the right strategy from the start is extremely important. When I started my dropshipping business back in 2019, I spent my full starting capital of $2,000 on the wrong strategies. I tried combining 10 different YouTube videos all in one and I failed miserably. So learn from my massive mistake and choose just one strategy. And it doesn't even have to be my strategy. Although I do believe that my strategy is the best one you can choose if you want to make consistent profits throughout the year and if you want to be an expert in marketing, you can go with any other strategy too. The most important things to check before locking yourself in with one strategy are the following, and these are in chronological order of importance. Does the person teaching this strategy show you consistent revenue screenshots of their own revenue? Does the strategy make a logical sense? And are there other people successful with this strategy too? Whatever strategy you choose, it should be checked with these criteria because you don't want to lose all of your starting capital like I did on choosing the wrong strategy. And I was lucky I didn't quit at that point. And the reason for that is because of the next point, which is consistency. This ties very close to point number 1, which was mindset. When I got started with my dropshipping business in the beginning, I was fully convinced I was going to become a millionaire with it. And the reason for this belief is because I saw other people online making their money from it. I remember listening to a lot of podcasts with like raw interviews with other successful dropshippers. And because I'm slightly arrogant, I always said to myself, if this guy is clearly dumber than me, less hardworking, less disciplined, I'm going to make it too. That was the only belief I needed to put on my horse blinders and focus on dropshipping for the years to come. During my dropshipping career, countless other opportunities came up. I remember friends I started with who weren't seeing success fast enough with dropshipping hopped on over to day trading and failed. Then they hopped on over to a marketing agency and failed. And now they're still broke. Even inside dropshipping itself, there were countless of shiny objects to distract us. I remember a lot of people were facing Facebook bans at one point, and all of a sudden Pinterest ads became the new magic way to do dropshipping. No more Facebook bans and only sunshine. But I knew that if I switched to Pinterest ads, I would have to start over from zero. I would have lost all my momentum. And even though I too faced a shitload of Facebook bans in that period, I knew that there had to be a way to get past them because there were still obviously people running on Facebook ads. So unlike the thousands of dropshippers who back then completely switched to Pinterest ads, I stuck to Facebook ads and I found out about how to set up a bulletproof Facebook account structure. This completely changed our dropshipping business forever and allowed us to scale consistently for the next years. And all of the guys who switched to Pinterest ads, well, a year later they literally all switched to TikTok ads, and now a lot of them even quit dropshipping. Which makes sense because if you keep switching from one thing to another, you're never gonna become the expert that is needed to scale to massive numbers in any of these things. Stick to one business model and one strategy before even considering doing anything else. Of course, make sure to implement point number 2, which is to choose the right strategy. But if you choose one, stick with it and stop watching YouTube videos on anything else. Now, all of these points won't even matter if you don't know how to properly scale your dropshipping business, which is exactly what I'm gonna tackle in point number 4. If you're watching this right now, finding your first winning product might seem like the biggest challenge in the world, but believe me when I tell you that it isn't. Finding a winner is actually one of the easiest things you can do. You just need to apply the 3 points that I just talked about and you will be making 1K per day in revenue relatively easy. The actual hard part is scaling. And I'm not just talking about scaling your product in Facebook ads, I'm talking about scaling your entire business. So many people in dropshipping make some money 1 month and then make nothing for the next 3 months. That's literally the cycle of all the dropshippers who do everything themselves. But if you want to scale your dropshipping business and make actual consistent profits, you need to become a CEO. A CEO automates. A CEO hires team members. A CEO creates SOPs and instruction guides. A CEO keeps looking for ways to grow. A CEO doesn't get fucked by taxes. Most dropshippers, however, are not CEOs. They're just kids who like making money and found a system to do it every couple months. But this will keep you at a very low level and more importantly, a very inconsistent level. It's not just about the product research or the store or the ads. That's again all the easy part. The actual hard part is systemizing, outsourcing, hiring and growing. And to do so, honestly, in my opinion, there's only one way, and that is to pay someone to help you. Sure, you can read high-level business books, and I've also done that, but the easiest way to become a CEO of a company that does actual consistent profits throughout the entire year is to pay someone to help you who has already done it. In my dropshipping career, I spent between $30,000 and $50,000 on coaching and mentorships, and I always did so at times where I felt stuck. The first time was after I lost all my starting capital on testing the wrong strategies. Of course, I had to get a job first to get no starting capital. But then with that first mentor, he showed me literally everything I needed to do to reach 1 to 2K days in revenue. Eventually, I got stuck again. I couldn't scale further. And that's when I paid for a really expensive mentorship, around 10K, I remember. But I knew I needed to level up, so I paid it anyways. From that one, I got to 10K days very consistently. And then I did the same thing again to reach the level where I'm at today. Paying to level up is literally the easiest and the fastest way to grow. It's like a shortcut to success almost. Now, finding the right mentor can be very tricky because most people are scammers. I was always super hesitant whenever I bought mentorship. That maybe kept me from growing even faster, but I did get scammed myself multiple times. So because people asked me so many times, I've opened up a few mentorship spots of my own. I'm only accepting 1 person per week, but if we think you're a great fit, we can get you from 0 to 15K in profit per month in 90 days. Or if you're already at a higher level, we can probably 10x your business at least. Now, if this sounds like this might be for you, then you can apply via the link below. If you're broke, however, and you still want to try and make money with dropshipping, you can do so with my free course. Again, this is a free course. You never have to pay for it. It's my full A to Z strategy. I do not have a paid course. So please value it and take action. I can say with confidence that this free course is probably better than 99% of all the paid courses that are out there. I even talk about team building and advanced stuff like that. But guys, subscribe.